Hello. All right, guys. I think we are live now. I am very sorry today for joining in late. There was some issue with my device, but now we are connected. We are live. So, guys, I welcome you all at OLYMP Trade's today's webinar. We are going to discuss a very important, a very unique trading strategy, which is the triple rebound strategy. And with the help of this strategy, you can make trades in the fixed time trading mode as well as the forex trading mode. So the triple rebound strategy, guys, it is one of the most widely used strategies on the platform. And I personally have myself used this strategy a lot of times, and I have seen tremendous results, good accuracy. Okay, so guys, in order to apply the triple rebound strategies, you will click on the technical analysis button. Click on the technical analysis button, go to the trading strategies section. After going to the trading strategies section, you need to click on the triple rebound. So, triple rebound strategy, this is a counter trend strategy based on three relative strength index RSI. So three different RSI indicators are applied on the chart with different periods. When the price enters the overbought, oversold region zone in all the three RSI variants, it is an indication to open a position aimed at the price returning into the channel. So whenever all the three RSIs they go in the oversold or in the overbought region, at that point we can make the trade. I will show you what is the oversold and the overbought region. This strategy relies on patient observation. You can learn how effectively use it from the video tutorial. After this webinar, you can also watch the video tutorial which is given here. Okay. So guys, we have applied the strategy and we can see there was a very sharp upside movement here because the GDP data was released today and I also personally myself made a trade at this point and I was able to earn a profit of 200 USD in one trade. Okay. So the main topic of today's webinar is the triple rebound strategy. So in the triple rebound strategy, guys, you will find these three different RSI, okay, with a different value. So let us change the asset. Whenever the RSI they go in the overbought or in the oversold region. For example, here we can see that all the three RSIs they were in the overbought region, so we can enter into a downside trade here. Okay, so I am entering into a downside trade here for 3 minutes. The reason of entering into a downside trade here is because all the three RSIs, we can see that there are three different RSIs applied on the chart, and all of these three different RSIs they were in the overbought region. Whenever the RSI goes above the 70 level, whenever it goes above the 70 level, this level is said to be the overbought region. And whenever the price goes in the overbought region and it again comes back into the channel, so this is an indication of entering into a trade. That is why we have entered into a downside trade here, guys. Hello, Piyush. Gurpreet ji, OLYMP trade is not banned in India. Please feel free to trade on the OLYMP trade platform. Hello, Akash. Yes. All right. So the triple rebound strategy, one trade we have already entered into here. The three different RSIs are with the period 7, 14, and 21. Whenever all the three RSIs they are in the overbought or in the oversold region, and when they are returning back to the channel, at that point we can make the trade. One trade we have already made in the Asia Composite Index, guys. Let us try to find some more entries. One by one, we will check every asset and Wherever we find an opportunity, we will make the trade. Wherever the RSI, they are in the overbought or in the oversold region, guys, and they have to return back into the channel also. All right, in the Mooch index, we can see that all the three RSIs, they are in the overbought region. And as soon as the RSI tends to return into the channel, at that point we can make the trade. So let us wait for this candle to close in the Mooch index. See, this is the overbought region basically. Whenever the RSI goes above the red line, this is the overbought region. Whenever it goes down below the green line, it is the oversold region. One trade we have already placed in the Asia Composite Index, which is right now not going in our favor. And my fellow traders who already have attended my previous webinars, they all know that I use the martingale principle of trading. For example, if I have lost a particular trade, I will increase my amount in the next trade to make the recovery and gain some profit also. So let us wait for this trade to close. Then we have another opportunity in the Mooch index. Okay, so we have already won this trade. Now let us move forward to the Mooch index. Here we can see that soon we are getting an opportunity for a downside trade. Let us wait for the RSI to come back into the channel. Only then we will enter into the trade. Meanwhile, let us go a further more. Let us find entries in some other assets also. Guys, you should patiently wait for the entry, and wherever you feel that the strategy is suggesting a good reasonable entry, at that point only you should make the trade. The Hang Seng Index is also approaching towards the oversold region. So we have marked that also. The AUD USD has also approached. Okay, so now let us see the Mooch Index. Still, the RSI is yet to come back into the channel. So if it comes back into the channel and a couple of red candles appear on the chart, only then we will make the trade. Okay, so the RSI with period 7 has already indicated that it is moving back into the channel. So I think that this seems to be a good entry point, a downside trade for 5 minutes. The previous trade we have already won. And guys, this was my trade for today's data, the GDP data which was released. And we can see that there was a very sharp upside movement. So this is my strategy. What I try to do is whenever such news or data is released, we know that there is going to be a very sharp movement either on the upside or either on the downside. So to earn profit here, what can be done is you can enter into two trades, one in the upward direction, one in the downward direction. Even if one of your trades hits the stop loss, the other trade will give you good results. So if I would have exited at this point, then the results would have been better. But it's fine. I was able to earn somewhere around 70 USD in that trade. So this is the Moonch Index trade which we have entered into. The trade duration is 5 minutes. Let us wait for this trade to close, then we will move forward to the next trade. OLYMP trade is available in India, sir. Lakhs of traders, millions of traders are trading on the OLYMP trade platform in India. Feel free to download the application from the Play Store or the App Store. Or if you are trading on your desktop or laptop, go to www.olymptrade.com. Okay, so this is the second trade for the day. We have to be patient, guys. We can see that the RSI with period 14 and 21, they did not show an indication that they are returning back into the channel. So I think that this was an early entry. We should have waited for a couple more candles before making the trade. But no worries, we will use the martingale to make the recovery in such a situation. See, the price is again going in the upward direction, again in the overbought region. I think we should cancel this trade and let's see what is the loss. 33 USD. So we will now try to recover 33 USD. I will increase the trade amount to 60 for a recovery as well as some profit. Let us again try to find an entry. In gold, the price is going in the oversold region, oversold zone. Asia Composite Index is again going in the oversold zone. So we have three potential entries here: Asia Composite Index, gold, and the Mooch Index. Okay, now it is Mooch Index and Asia Composite Index. We have two potential entries. Okay, I think we have an entry in Astro Index because two of the RSI, they were in the overbought region, and it was also very close to the overbought region, and now it is trying to come back into the channel. So this seems to be a good opportunity for a downside trade. So another entry in Astro Index. We have a potential entry in Asia Composite and the Mooch Index also. Let us wait for the RSI to return back into the channel, then we can enter into these two trades also. Our current situation is $10 in profit. The first trade was in profit. This trade we closed early and saved some loss. Okay, still no entry here. Nothing in Mooch Index also. Guys, the entries, it might be difficult for you to find entries and it might take time for you to find entries using the triple rebound strategy. But one thing is for sure that the accuracy is going to be good. And if you are using the martingale principle of trading with the triple rebound strategy, you are definitely going to get the recovery within six chances. The trade duration I have kept to 5 minutes. You can switch from 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes should be the ideal time frame. Most index is still going in the upward direction. Asia Composite Index is trying to show us a weakness of the buyers by giving a doji star candle. Guys, if you have any questions relating to this strategy or anything you wish to ask, you can feel free to ask your questions in the live chat. We are yet to find an entry in these two assets, Moose Index and Asia Composite Index. We are waiting for the RSI to return back into the channel. As soon as it does, we will enter into a trade. I think that this is a very good opportunity to enter into a downside trade because all the three RSIs they are in the okay. So I think now we can enter into a downside trade for 2 minutes because all the three RSIs they are in the overbought region and now they are showing a downward tilt. They are trying to go back into the channel. So this seems to be a perfect entry here. Same is for Moons Index. So now we have three trades. Let us wait for these three trades to close. Then we will do some further trading. Monday's all forex trades made loss. Monday, which particular forex trade you are talking about, Arnab? Lokesh, my custom parameters for FTT and FX. For forex, I usually trade on the news release on the economic calendar, and for FTT, I use different strategies all the time. And my prime focus is to be disciplined and use the martingale principle always. Hello, Akib. Okay, so all the three trades they are in our favor. So this is what happens when you wait patiently for an entry. You get good results. We patiently waited for these trades and we got good satisfying results, guys. If you have any questions, anything you want to ask, please feel free to ask in the live chat. And now we will try to find some more entries. Let's see that if in any asset the price is in the overbought or in the oversold region. This was my today's forex trade in USD JPY on the GDP data release. Okay, guys, I think we have an entry in gold because all the three RSI they have reached the oversold region. So I'm marking gold for the next trade. If the basic dollar index Okay, we have a potential entry in basic dollar index as well. So as we patiently waited for the previous two entries, let us patiently wait for the basic dollar index and gold. I do not have any saved strategy, Lokesh. Okay, so all the three RSI, they almost were in the overbought region, and here we were able to see a small tilt towards the channel on the inside. So I have entered into a downside trade just for 1 minute to capture this small movement on the downside. Here also we have an upside trade. So two more trades, one in gold and the other one in basic dollar index. So let us wait for these two trades to close, and based upon the results of these two trades, I will then enter into next trades. Okay, I think that we are going to lose this trade, so I am okay. It's too late to exit now. So these two trades were quite on the opposite side, and we made a loss of 120 USD. Now I will try to make the recovery using the martingale principle. So if you are having sufficient capital, guys, you can always use the martingale principle to recover your losses. So again, we will have two more potential entries here, one in gold and one in basic dollar index. So again, we are trying in the basic dollar index one more entry on the downside because we saw some rejection here in this candle. Also, this candle started as a red candle. So the price action here suggested a downside trade, but still we can see that the price is in the upward momentum. So right now we started with 60. This is the second step of the martingale. The combined loss will be 220 if we lose this trade. So next trade I will try for 300 USD to make the recovery here. Akibji, before the data release, it is very difficult to predict that what the data will be and what will be the price movement according to the data. That is why there is this strategy that you can enter into both upside and downside trade just before few minutes of the data release so that one of the trades can give you fruitful results. Yes, Akib ji, exactly that is what I mean. In my favorites, the strategy saved is not any particular strategy, it is just something randomly added on the indicators. Lokesh. So it was a standoff trade, guys. Again, I am trying a downside trade. All the three RSIs are now in the overbought region. Also, you should be not having this ego whenever you are losing trades. You should not try to fight the market always. You should be very patient. You should be very disciplined. If you lose certain trades in a row, you should be disciplined enough to control that ego, that you know urge to fight with the market to be on the profitable side. So I will try one more trade in the basic dollar index using the martingale here. I think that the dollar here is continuing to gain its strength due to the data release. That might be one of the reasons here that we are seeing this constant upward side movement in the basic dollar index. In gold also, all the three parameters are showing in the oversold region, oversold zone. Okay, though the trade went against us in the very last moment, very last second, and we can see one, two, three, four, five steps of the martingale. It went against us. So at this point, when you have lost a certain trades in a row, you should stop trading for that particular period if you are having less capital. However, if you are having sufficient capital and if you feel confident that you are going to get the recovery, you can go on further, but you have to be very careful, guys. You have to be very careful. You have to, you know, manage your account, manage your amount in such a way that even if you are facing loss, then also you can, somehow get out of it. Because I am having such a capital with me that I will be able to manage these losses, manage these losing trades, and converting these into profitable ones. But you should always act wisely according to the amount of capital which you are having with you. So this is my last and final attempt with the basic dollar index here. And this was a good entry according to the triple rebound strategy as well. So this trade, I am very confident that we will win. Now, this is the benefit of using the martingale principle here, that even if you win one trade, the overall results they come out to be profitable ones. So we won this trade, and let us see what is the overall result. It is 120 plus 160, 280, 580, somewhere around 1200 to $1300 loss was there. But we managed to win this trade, and the overall result is now profitable. And again, I am coming back to the base amount and trying another trade in the downward direction here because the triple rebound strategy is suggesting a downside trade here, guys. Arnav, for my forex trades, I always try to trade whenever there is a data release. You can refer to the economic calendar. For example, today there was a data release for the USD GDP data was released, and we can see that there was an upward movement in the market. At this point, the data was released, and from this point, the price is going in the upward direction. If you would have held your trade from this point to this point, right now, you would have got a return of almost 400%. Okay, so this trade did not go in our favor. So again, I will try the martingale process to make the recovery for this amount. Guys, here we can see that all the three RSIs, they were in the oversold region, but right now they are trying to return back into the channel. I have some risk-free trades also available. I will save them for later. Guys, if you have any questions relating to the triple rebound strategy, please feel free to ask in the live chat. Arnav, we will have another session for the economic calendar as well. In order to analyze the calendar, you need to, you know, track that whenever a certain data is going to be released. Guys, sometimes I also try trading on the Asia Composite Index with the quick trading, which is available on a 15-second chart. I try to make trades for 5 seconds, try to capture the price action here. So we got the recovery as well as profit here. We can see that there were two very big red candles. So it was expected that the price should go in the downward direction here. So we are able to earn good profit. I think we have almost earned somewhere around 500 US dollar in this session. If you have any questions, guys, again, I'm reminding you, you can use the live chat. Feel free to ask anything. Okay, on 27th, yes, the next webinar, which is going to be held, I will share with the team that the traders are demanding a webinar for the economic calendar, how to use the economic calendar for trades. Or I can show you in brief right now. Just give me a moment. Like guys, you first of all you have to open the economic calendar, and this is what the economic calendar looks like. You need to add a filter, change the importance to 3-star news, click on apply. After clicking on apply, you will see that this is how the data will appear, either positive or either negative. Positive data means that it is a positive sign for the US currency and the US dollar might gain its value. The most important data is the CPI data and the NFP data. So for the month of December, the CPI data was released on the 13th, and I'll show you that the data was on the negative side, we can see, and it had a negative impact on the US dollar. Now let me take you to the charts and see what happened on the 13th in USD JPY. As it was a negative sign for the US currency, the USD JPY should have a downfall on 13th November, sorry, 13th December, 7 p.m. in the evening. This is it, guys. This was the CPI news release, and as the news released, we can see that there was a very sharp downfall. So what could have been done here that at this point, just right 1 minute before the data was released, you could enter into two trades, one in the upward direction, one in the downward direction with a stop loss, and one trade would have hit the stop loss, but the other trade would have given you 1000% return. So this is what can be done to trade on the Forex data release economic calendar. The NFP data is released every month, first Friday, 7 p.m. The CPI data is released mid of the month, and the GDP data is also released during the ending of the month. So today the GDP data was released at this point, and we could have entered into an upside trade here. There was almost a movement of 1%, close to 1%, but yet, yes, it would have given you a result of 400% profit. So this was the trade which I entered today in Forex. Okay, guys, I think that everyone is clear how to use the triple rebound strategy. We have made plenty of trades. Arnav, it is a perfect signal for a downside trade, but with the blink of an eye, with the blink of an eye, you will see that the price has gone very um, fast in the downward direction or in the upward direction because it happens within seconds. So you might not be able to capture the movement at that point. So my suggestion would be that you enter into two trades with a stop loss in one trade because the impact is very quick and it happens within seconds, the movement, the price movement. For example, here you can see that the price movement here, this is a 1 minute candle, and just in 1 minute, the price moved from this point to this point. And if you enter into this point, then you know you will lose a lot of potential profit, and the price might roam at that level only. There was a gap down opening today in 3M company stock. We will have a meeting, a webinar, especially for the forex trading as well. And Arnav, if you are having the privileged status on the platform, if it is advanced or expert status on the platform, you can also book one-on-one consultation with OLYMP TRADE expert. No, the calendar does not change every minute. Once the data is released, it is going to be the same. And the multiplier I suggest you should use is 500 because the movement will be very quick and we will try to earn as much profit as we can. The most important news releases are the CPI news for USD, GDP news for USD, and the NFP news. So twice or thrice you will get this opportunity every month to make these trades. Let me show you another example in USD JPY, which happened on this month's NFP release. This month's NFP data was released on 2nd of December. This was the Japanese interest rate decision. This was the CPI news release, and this is the no, this is not the NFP. Okay, yeah, this is the NFP here. At this point, also, if you would have entered, you must have got good results. At this point, just before the data is going to release, just 1 minute before the data is going to be released, you can enter into an upside trade and a downside trade with short stop loss 30 to 40% just 1 minute before the news release, or you can even do it, let's say 10 seconds prior to the news release, 10 seconds, 20 seconds prior to the news release. And as soon as the data arrives, one of your trades might hit the stop loss, but the other trade, for example, here, the upside trade, it would have given you almost around 700 to 800% return. Yes, we can, Arnav. I will talk with the team and we will come out with a webinar with special focus on Forex. Okay, guys, so if you are not having any more questions, let's call it a day and we will meet again in the next webinar with some another topic. So today we learned about the triple rebound strategy, martingale principle, and economic calendar. Guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. You should not use the take profit in such trades. However, the stop loss should be 40 to 50% on each trade. If you want to have a good risk reward ratio, you can even use the take profit, but I suggest otherwise because if you are having potential of earning 2 to 3,000%, why restrict yourself, right? So do not use the take profit, you should exit it manually. All right, guys, if you don't have any further questions, allow me to leave for today. Then we will soon meet for the next webinar. I will be joining in with you guys next Thursday, same time. We will coming up with another topic. Also, if you want to attend more webinars, you should check the OLYMP Trade India channel also, where the webinar is conducted in Hindi. Again, if you have any questions, guys, please feel free to ask, sorry, in the live chat, and I will answer all your questions. I will wait for another couple of minutes. If you don't have any questions, then we will end this webinar. Arnav, you can find the Olymp Trade India channel. Um, I will not be able to send you the link here. You can search Olymp Trade India and you will find the channel. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining for today's webinar. I will see you next week, next Thursday, same time, guys. All the very best. Take care. And I wish you all a very happy and a very Merry Christmas in advance and a very Happy New Year, guys. Take care.